Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and our Kings were here, world champion Brian Norman Jr. Brian, last time we spoke, it was after a spectacular performance in Las Vegas, stoppage victory. You got your hand raised. We spoke after the fight, and I know you were super happy because you've had hand issues before, and you come out of it unscathed. And it was such a talked about moment of the night. Looking back now, obviously you're on the way to another big fight, but how was that moment for you? Do you feel like that was kind of like that breakout performance that you needed to really sort of stamp yourself in the division?
Most definitely. That's literally what I was going in there for because I know for a fact I got a whole lot more than what we have seen in the previous fights with Top Rank. I showed just a piece of it with Giovanni. I showed just a piece of it with Derek Cuevas. Let me just show y'all a little bit more come June 19th against Jen Sasaki.
You mentioned there showing bits of yourself. How much have we seen of you? As in, what's left of you? Have we got to see another 50%, another 30%? What have we got left to see?
I mean, y'all seen about like a good little 3%. I still got some things I need to tighten up on. But
Hmm.
yeah, just know we in for a long ride, baby.
Hmm. I've got to ask you, fighting in Japan next, another part of the world. Are you excited to sort of showcase your skills over there? We've seen some huge events over the past sort of couple of years over there. Are you excited to go over there and sort of show that crowd your skills and put on a display for them?
Most definitely. Then also, I love their fan base. I love how they operate. I love everything about them. Just Japanese fighters as a whole as well. Like, look at the guy I'm fighting. Look at his style. Don't you think that's entertaining? Don't ain't he coming for blood? He coming for this. He coming for that. We got another one anyway. He doing his thing. So it's just I love how they act. I love how they how they like to do their
Mhm.
little one or two. You feel me? So I feel like we're gonna correspond real well.
You mentioned there how they like to come for it, they like to come for blood. That help you in a way. I've seen how you fight. You do like to set traps, and you had an aggressive fighter in your last fight, and I feel like it sort of played into your hands, but you were able to time him. You were able to use that sort of IQ to walk him onto things. Does that help you? The fact that you're going to have someone coming for you, he ain't there to survive. He's coming for you.
Yes, most definitely. Simply because I ain't got to sit here and chase around a fighter who don't want to fight me. I ain't got to find them because I know for a fact they're gonna be right here in front of me. Now, of course, I will cut off the ring and do this and do that, but it's who feel like trying to chase a man the whole night. But
Mhm.
also for the fans, who feel like watching that. So right here, we finna go at it. We're gonna duke it out. Of course, I'm still showcase my skills. I ain't finna here get beat up now. This ain't rockin' sock and robots. But I'm coming in to have fun.
How do you find that balance? Because I've heard a lot of opinions, especially with the fights that we've seen over the past few weeks. We see certain fighters get criticism. We don't have to mention names. We know who's been getting criticism for certain fights, and it almost divides opinion. You go a whole 12 rounds, don't get touched. People will say, you know what, that's the name of the game. But there's that balance of you have to give the paying customer something to watch. Where does that sit with you? Because we've seen you at an explosive best. We've seen you box as well. Do you sometimes go into the ring going, you know what, I am doing this for me, but I do want to put on a show.
It's just a personal thing of mine as well. I mean, what is boxing? Like, forget the sweet science, forget this, forget that. We try to, butter it up and make it seem all good. At the end of the day, it's a fight. It's just like back in the day, what is it, like the Roman times when us versus the Tigers or whatever. It's war. No matter what, I don't care how ugly it is. You want to see a knockout. I don't care if I windmill you, backhand you. You want to see a knockout at the end of the day. So what people get misconstrued is they think boxing is running. And it's starting to get seep into the fighter's mind as well of boxing is running. But let's take it back to Floyd Mayweather versus Diego Corrales. He was boxing the brakes off of Diego Corrales, but he was tagging him. He was throwing combos here, throwing combos there. He was slowly beating him down, slowly chopping him down. And then finally, you've seen the end result. So just because you're moving don't mean you have to run. You don't have to not engage at all. Look at Bivol whole style. He's
Yeah.
always bouncing. He's always moving. This is a current fighter, but guess what? He's getting active. You got my boy Usyk. Shout out to him. He be boxing. He be moving, but guess what? He's still getting active. So it's more so about your spirit as a human to me. Like that dog in you as is. In a way, he can box, I'm pretty sure you've seen it plenty of times. You probably didn't realize it because he put people to sleep, but the boy be boxing for real. So
Hmm.
it's all put together. Everything go hand in hand. But at the end of the day, why are all these fighters asking for so much money? Why are all these people saying I need this and I need that? Because it's entertainment at the end of the day. If you're not entertaining, why do you deserve all this and that?
Do you think it's just the way of the world now? Obviously, I think Floyd Mayweather sort of set this blueprint years ago of, undefeated, commanded a high person. Look, he was the guy who sort of led the way for it. But we're seeing nowadays, like you mentioned, their fighters are getting paid a hell of a lot of money, especially with the influx of the new entities in boxing. Do you believe, and it's hard for me to say this because I don't think no fighter's overpaid because you all get in the ring and put your lives on the line. But you can answer this from a fighter's point of view. Do you believe some fighters are getting overpaid?
Most definitely. Back to the Floyd. Maybe what the thing you were finna say. Floyd did his thing regarding, yes, he was undefeated. But guess what? You wanna know why he was undefeated? Because all the work he put in. Like I just said, no matter what, even Money Mayweather, people try to say he was running. I want you to watch these recent fights and then go watch Mayweather versus anybody you think was running. And you tell me which one is more
Yeah.
entertaining. So Mayweather did his thing, and then also that was old man Mayweather. Money Mayweather was old Mayweather regarding, he can't do all the stuff he want to do. He had brittle hands, he had this, and he had that. And guess
Hmm.
what? He was still more entertaining. So he did his part. He worked hard. He talked his talk. He made everything entertaining. He wanted you to want him to lose, and guess what? You paying. He brought everything that y'all wanted. It's a fight. It's entertainment. It's drama. It's this and it's that. This is the entertainment industry. If you're
Hmm.
not entertaining, why am I watching you?
I feel like since your last fight, you've had sort of your name's been pushed around in so many different circles, especially here in the UK. Like before with the World Title, I feel like that performance really sort of brung you into the real mention where like, oh, you know what, this is this guy now. Put him in with these fighters, and you're getting matched up against all these other fighters. Have you noticed that a little bit more that you've seen like your name's obviously linked with the other champions in the division? It's been linked with other fights. So has that last performance done that for you? Have you noticed it a little bit more? Because I have, from the UK perspective, like your name's been put around everywhere.
Most definitely, but that's how the game go. We all want to see who's the best. We always want to know who wins this or who wins that. Now, of course, everybody have their own opinions, but we see a whole lot of upsets throughout history. So
Hmm.
it's always fun to see it. It's always those old snap moments. For example, um, Tim Titzu, I forgot his name, the guy he fought, but we didn't know who he was. We wasn't worried about him, nothing about him. But Tim Titzu was supposed to be the dog. He the son of a legend. All those great things. But now, oh snap, what happened? Big aha moment. Now that's what people live for. People love
Hmm.
action. People love those those nights like that energy. For example, you said you're in the UK. The fight that just happened, Ben and Eubank.
Eubank, yeah,
You feel me?
great
Yeah,
fight.
that's a great fight. But guess what? It's not just because it's just two man fighting. It's a legend behind it. They fathers. You got them two. You got him getting smacked upside the head with an egg. All those kind of
Yeah.
things. So it's a whole lot more to it.
I got to ask you. So I was in from your fight. Been back to the US a few times. I was in Atlantic City for Boots. Eddie Hearn said, "Look, we will come to the table with an offer." So I've got to ask you because we see a lot of stuff. The horse's mouth from yourself. He says he's made Top Rank an offer, and you said he said that you won't discuss an offer with Boots until after the fight in Japan, which he says, is a total load of in weak survey of bollocks, which is like shit. I suppose that's the equivalent in the US.
Mm.
Have you received an offer from your side? Have you considered an offer? And is what he's saying true? You won't consider, negotiating or be willing to negotiate until after your fight in Japan.
Yes, they did come to us about, saying, do we want to fight? And we said yes. But also with that, they said we have to sign the contract now. Why do we got to sign the contract now? We can't wait till after my fight, June 19th. That's all we said. If I'm not mistaken, in the lead up to Boots' last fight, he kept saying, I'm just focused on standing on this right now. I'm trying to get this mission done. So when I do the same thing, it's a problem. It's a whole bunch of bullocks and things of that nature. So you tell me What's wrong with that? Am I saying something wrong? Am I doing something wrong? Or is he just trying to put out another propaganda so the fans can go and just eat that up?
Well, when you received the offer, is anything being discussed? Have you agreed things and said, look, we agree this, but we'll sign this after because I've got a job to do? Or has none of them sort of things been discussed yet? Have you got to that point where you go, this is a split, this is whatever you want, or has it just been a case of no, we're willing to, but we're willing to do it after? How far has it gone?
It haven't went far at all. All we literally said is we want the fight. The only thing is we won't sign it right now.
Yeah.
Come June 20th, we can talk about it. My fight is June 19th. The very next day, come hit us up.
Because I look at that fight and I go, a terrific fight for the division, especially off the last couple of performances. And I know you've got a job to do, and you can't look past your opponent. One slip up, you have to come back again. Turki Alalshikh in the last sort of hour or two has mentioned that he's looking and he's speaking to Eddie about making Boots and Teofimo. When you hear that, do you listen to that and go, well, hang on, I've got a fight next month. Why wouldn't we just wait and see what happens there and we can then unify? Because, like I said, Eddie was talking to you about making an offer. Do you find that strange at all, or do you see that as just the business of boxing?
Yeah, because I actually didn't know anything about that. The Teofimo and Boots thing. I did not know anything about that. So now everything's sounding a little fishy over here.
Yeah, the last hour or so, obviously, I prepared for the interview way before, but then they've had the press conference in New York today for their card that's coming up with Shakur Zapata and Belanga Shiraz and Turki Alalshikh
Mhm.
had mentioned that the fight that they'd reached out for was to Eddie was to talk about Boots and Teo. Teo had been calling for that fight, I think, after the last one, but
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So
Go,
now,
Brian.
so now another thing. So why did Eddie? Wait. So nobody ever talk about negotiations, but Eddie want to come out and start trying to talk about negotiations. Nobody, you name me, does Bob Arum do that? Does Al Heyman do that? Does Golden Boy do that? No.
no.
But for some reason, he go out here and do that. And then shortly after, we found out he was also talking with Teofimo. So he know I got a fight going on. It sounds like he really did trying to plant a seed in people's minds that the same thing he already been trying to do. That I'm a duck this, down the third. The boy is the bad. And the boy bad. I ain't gonna lie. He a good promoter. He doing his thing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He doing his thing. But I'm not going for it. He know for a fact that they trying to make that Teofimo fight. But he just trying to throw me under the bus while he do that. So he can try to make Boots look a little bit better.
Well, let's
So he
talk
can try to
about.
say, wait, he want to try to say it ain't on Boots, it's on me.
Well,
And let's not forget that they tried to make a Tio and Boots fight, and Boots didn't want that fight. Facts.
mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about the sort of sideshow to that because obviously, say that fight happens, you come through your next fight. Where does that sort of almost? I don't want to say stifle you or sort of stop you in your tracks, but do you have to sort of have a look at the division then, and do you see the other names in the division who you go, you know what, there's still big fights there. That's the fight I want.
Oh, no matter what, it's still big fights in the division. I don't need him. He need me. I'm still Brian Noble Jr. This the Norman experience. I'm out here doing my thing. I'm finna fight in Japan. I'm a world
Yeah.
fighter. I don't know if you realize that. I'm not just, fighting over here and over there. I'm trying to find the UK as well. So
Yeah.
so I'm trying to make a whole legacy about what I got going on. So I don't necessarily need him at the end of the day. But we still want that fight to happen.
Who would you look at in the UK? You look obviously at Conor Benn has just done a lot of big numbers with a Chris Eubank Jr. That'd be a good fight. He's sort of in between the weights, moving up, moving down.
Yeah.
That'd be a big
Of
fight
course
for
I
you.
want to fight Conor Ben. I would love to fight Conor Ben. I know he's tied up in a contract with Eubank at the moment, the
Hmm.
rematch clause thing. But shoot, I want to fight in UK. He's the perfect fighter for that.
That'd be a great fight. Be a great fight. Look, let's sign this off like this. Tell the fans who are going to be tuning in to watch you do your thing in Japan what we can expect. Hellacious stoppage last time out. Made a statement. What can we expect when you walk into Tokyo, Japan?
I mean, y'all seen me before. It's time to see me again. I put on action-packed fights and I bring entertainment. I'm not like all the other guys out here. I'm not finna bore you to death. I'm gonna give you exactly what you want. You want blood? You want sweat? You want tears? Let me show you that. June 19th, Japan. Let me show you how we get down over here.
Brian, always a pleasure catching up with you. Good luck for your fight next month, and fingers crossed you're on to another big fight after that. Appreciate your time.
Got you, boss man. Appreciate you.